So we're getting near the end of winter now. We're the end of February. And of course, the two machines I rely on the most in the winter time are out of action right now. First, we're going to talk about the tractor. I use this old Massey to plow the driveway. Luckily, we've hardly had any snow, only had to shovel once. I did take it out and use it this year. When I got to the end of the driveway the last time though, it quit on me, and we have a pretty steep hilly driveway, so having it quit at the bottom was pretty inconvenient. Now, this tractor is from 1952. It's a 23 horsepower Massey Mustang, and it's to the point now where it needs to be rebuilt. The motor was starting to smoke real bad. I did do the points and condenser and new spark plugs, wires, all that stuff. But realistically, it's just an old tired engine. The best part about this machine is the power runs through this transfer box, which runs the side PTO, and then through a drive shaft to the rear transaxle. So all of my transmission and everything is in my rear end, which makes replacing the motor in this thing with something else extremely easy. We've got tons of room under there. I still haven't decided what kind of motor I'm going to put into it, because I figure I'm going to pull the motor, rebuild it, and eventually it'll go back in here. But I'm going to want to have something in there in the meantime, because I use the tractor all the time. Now, I've been looking at Yanmar 3-cylinder diesel. It's 36 horsepower, which is quite a jump up from what this has, but I'm very undecided at this point what I'm going to do for a motor. So if you've got any suggestions, leave them down in the comments. The next thing that's out of order is, of course, the most unreliable snowmobile in the world. My 2005 Polaris Switchback 900. Overall, the sled's a beauty. I just picked it up this year. Took it out for about 5 kilometers of riding, and I noticed that something wasn't quite right. It just wasn't acting right, it wasn't responding right, and I felt like the clutch was staying engaged. So I loaded it up, brought it home, everything looked fine. Hi, Ivan. Hi, Ivan. You're rating my shot. Yeah. Are you going to help me fix it? All right, watch out of the way, bub. So I brought it home. Everything looked fine. I took it around the yard, and it seemed like the clutch stuck again on it. So I drug it down to the bottom of the hill, shut it off, drug it down to the bottom of the hill, and had a look at it. And it turns out that the old clutch is pretty seized. You can barely move it with a pry bar. And I'll need to rebuild it. I did take off the secondary clutch as well. I'm going to clean that all up and make sure everything in that's working properly before I put it back together. But so far on my $1,500 Canadian investment, I've used it for 5 kilometers. Not at all what I was looking for, but then again, that's what happens when you buy a very poorly rated snowmobile. None of the reviews said anything about the clutches seizing up on them, but I guess this one just wasn't maintained. Who knows, maybe take the snowmobile motor and put it in the tractor. So those are really the two main reasons why I haven't been putting out a whole lot of long format videos. The machines that I've got that I'd normally do the videos with aren't working right now. I'm going to be swapping that motor in that tractor probably sometime in the next month. So if you want to suggest on a type of motor to put into it, let me know. I do have a couple of options, like I said, lined up, but I'm thinking that it needs some more power, because everything needs more power. So let me know in the comments what you think. There was a lot of plans with the snowmobile. We were going to jump it, see how far we could jump it. We were going to see how fast it went. I've got a friend who's got a couple of brand new sleds. We were going to put it in a drag race. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to do that with the problems that we've been having with it. But spring is just around the corner, and I do have a few motorcycles, and I do have a side-by-side and a couple of other toys that are pretty fun that time of year. So stay tuned. Shit's about to get crazy.